go to school, get a good job, buy a house, and save what's left. For decades, this was the ultimate financial holy grail. It built the modern middle class. But have you noticed that today, following every single one of these rules feels like running upward on a downward moving escalator? Every generation seems to work harder, earn higher degrees, and make more money, only to feel more financially trapped than the last. Why? Is the middle class just making bad decisions? Are they lazy? No. The reality is much more sinister. The middle class is playing a game where the rules were quietly rewritten while they were asleep. They are stuck in a trap of being comfortably broke. In this video, we're going to look past the usual motivational cliches and break down the brutal macroeconomic mechanics of why the middle class never gets rich and how the wealthy play an entirely different game. Let's start with the crown jewel of the middle class dream: homeownership. We've been conditioned to believe a house is your ultimate financial anchor, and it can be a great asset. But there is a massive difference between paper wealth and lifestyle freedom. The middle class gets trapped in a golden cage. They watch their home value go up on Zillow and think, "Wow, I'm getting rich." Meanwhile, their actual bank account is gasping for air. Property taxes, soaring insurance, maintenance, and decades of compounding interest. A house can increase your net worth on paper while simultaneously suffocating your monthly cash flow. This is how you become asset rich, but cash poor. You own $1 million asset, but you're still counting pennies at the grocery store. The middle class buys things that lock their cash away for decades. The wealthy buy things that pump fresh cash into their pockets every single month. This cash flow suffocation triggers a dangerous psychological trap. Imagine you get a 15% raise. What's the first thing you think? Human nature whispers, "I've worked so hard for this. I deserve a lifestyle upgrade." This is lifestyle creep, and it is the silent killer of wealth. As middle-class income rises, expenses rise right along with it to match it perfectly. They don't upgrade their investments, they upgrade their overhead. They trade their finite life force for money, and immediately trade that money for status symbols to look rich to people they don't even like. They aren't poor, but they are perpetually broke because they buy liabilities disguised as trophies. But even if a middle-class professional is disciplined, they face a structural flaw: the single point of failure. For generations, we've been taught that a stable corporate job is the safest financial path. And it feels stable, until it isn't. There is a massive difference between stability and resilience. A steady salary is stable, but it has zero resilience. It can vanish overnight due to a corporate layoff, an AI integration, an industry shift, or a health crisis. If you have only one source of income, you are always just one bad corporate memo away from financial panic. Furthermore, that single salary is the highest taxed form of income on the planet. The middle class carries the heaviest tax burden through income tax, working from January to April just to pay the government. The wealthy don't rely on a single pillar. They build an ecosystem of multiple income streams. They don't do this because they are paranoid. They do it because they understand that concentration creates extreme risk. But let's be honest, the middle class isn't just struggling because of personal choices. The game itself has been heavily skewed. Welcome to the Great Decoupling. Over the last several decades, the economic landscape shifted. Wages stopped keeping pace with the cost of major assets. Stocks skyrocketed. Real estate boomed. Business valuations went into the stratosphere. But salaries? They moved at a crawl. This created a world where workers are running faster than ever before, but the finish line keeps moving further away. In the modern economy, you can no longer just save your way to wealth. Why? Because the price of the things that make you wealthy, assets, is rising much faster than the money you earn from your time. If your money sits in a traditional bank account, inflation isn't just melting it. The asset market is leaving it in the dust. The middle class isn't struggling because people are lazy, and it's not because they are making terrible choices. The reality is that millions of people are simply using an outdated playbook designed for an economic era that no longer exists. To break the cycle, you have to stop playing by the old rules. Stop financing liabilities disguised as status. Realize that cash is a melting ice cube unless it's deployed into assets. Because true wealth isn't about how much you spend to look rich. It's about how much of your life you actually own.